In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at synonyms. To get a high score in the IELTS speaking test, whether that's a band 7 or higher, you're going to have to use less common vocabulary. A synonym is a group of words that have the same or similar meanings. So instead of simply saying I felt sad, you could choose from an endless list of more advanced vocabulary, which will get you higher grades in your IELTS speaking test. Now, I'm not going to be able to teach you every single synonym, but I've got some really useful examples that you could use during your IELTS speaking tests. So let's get started. The first word that I'd like to look at is nice, and I must admit it's one of my least favourite words. It's just quite boring. Let's take a look at some synonyms that you could use in examples given by an IELTS student. So the first example sentence is, my auntie is nice. Let's take a look what the IELTS student says instead.
My auntie is so thoughtful and agreeable.
My auntie is so thoughtful and agreeable. So there was actually 2 synonyms used for nice, and that will definitely score higher in the IELTS speaking test. Okay, next up we went to a nice restaurant in the town centre. Let's see what the IELTS student says.
We went to a delightful restaurant in the town centre.
The sentence was improved by using the synonym delightful, which is a much better piece of vocabulary to use. Let's have a look at one last example for nice before we continue. This is actually quite a good sentence with an interesting opener, but it could be further improved by using a more advanced and interesting word than nice. Let's see the example.
I must admit, the museums and galleries are quite breathtaking.
The student chose to use the word breathtaking, and again it's a more advanced piece of vocabulary which is likely to score you more points in the IELTS speaking test. You should now have quite a few great synonyms for the word nice. Now, I'm not saying that this word is completely banned, but as I did say earlier, using more advanced and expressive vocabulary will 100% earn you extra points in the IELTS speaking test, which is very nice. The next part of the lesson is going to be really helpful for you because I'm going to show you some synonym examples against Task 2 topic cards. I'll show you some example answers against a topic card and then we'll up-level our vocabulary to score some extra points. And here's the student's first answer. I think it must have been an Indian curry. I remember it being so tasty. Not a bad response. However, tasty is a little bit simplistic, so let's up-level this answer. I think it must have been an Indian curry. I remember it being so delicious. It's a really quick and easy change of vocabulary, and if you keep doing this consistently throughout the IELTS speaking test, you'll definitely achieve those higher scores. Let's take a look at another topic card. Movies, travel, or any kind of plans for the future is a very common topic, and that's definitely something you could practice with your teacher or language exchange partner. Let's see part of our student's answer. Colombia has a big culture. It's definitely a place that interests me a lot. Before I show you my top tips for improving this answer, you could also have a think about what vocabulary you might use. Colombia has a varied culture. It's definitely a place that intrigues me a lot. The collocation of varied culture is a definite improvement, as is, using the more advanced vocabulary for interest, intrigues. So I guess you're going to be asking yourself, how can you possibly learn all these synonyms? But remember the jargon jumping approach, which is acquire, understand, use and review. Consider this your introduction to synonyms, and there'll be more content on this topic coming up. See you in the next lesson.